Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome in the building. It's Monday night. It's July 7th. It's Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. We're here. You know, on Mondays, I always do a show earlier with Royer. Catch us. We're recapping, one reality show or another on Mondays, and then I think again usually on Thursdays. So today we recapped Next Gen NYC. It comes on Bravo. If you're not watching that show, it's a good watch. It's a little different spin on these reality shows. So far, it's not giving us this manufactured drama. They just seem like they're being their natural selves, and I'm here for it. I love it. So that's what I do with Royer. Listen, anyway, guys, we got to get into it tonight. And tonight's Trending Topics, the title is called Family Matters. That's right. Family Matters. You know, we got Denise Richards. She has her own reality show now, and she's formerly from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she does OnlyFans. Listen, this is, I believe, her second marriage, and it's gone caboose. The husband, not Denise, the husband filed for divorce, okay? Said, the common thing they normally say, irreconcilable differences. And then he got to tell, the sad thing about divorce, everybody is in your business because it's public information, which I don't think it should be public. I think it should be private, but that's a diva thought. So anyway, since it's public, we got all the business. She makes about $250,000 a month, according to the hubby or the soon-to-be ex, the estranged husband. And he said he hasn't worked since October 2024. So you know what that means, right? He's coming at her pockets. He said their bills total about $105,000 a month. Now, I'm just trying to speak for the people here. I think we got to relook at this spousal support thing. If you can work and you just not working, that ain't my problem. And when we get divorced, I shouldn't have to keep you up in the same lifestyle you was used to if you used to being a bum. Bible said if a man don't work, he don't eat. They don't have no young kids together. Sorry, sir. Go find yourself a studio apartment, get a job, and stay out my pockets. If I'm going to stand in here, I don't know what she does on OnlyFans. I'm not on there. I don't have no subscription to her thing. But whatever she's doing on OnlyFans, and she got the strip down, shake it, strip it, or whatever, that's her money. And sir, go get yourself an account. Get a job. Why are you tapping into me? I got to pay you spousal support. You don't want me no more. And every month I'm going to have to write a check and be reminded that I'm paying somebody that don't no longer want me. This is messy. But she may have to pay. Lawson, I did. She said, Diva, did you see that Dr. Heavenly is running for office? Georgia State Representative Quad is her campaign. You know what, Lawson? Now I cannot. Quad is her campaign manager. Storyline, is she really for the people? We don't need another reality star. We sure don't need another reality star as a state representative, and Quad is her campaign manager. That's foolery on a whole nother level. But you know what? I'm not, Lawson, we was talking about it backstage. You know what? I won't be surprised if the people vote for her. And then when they get the shenanigans in the office, they better accept what they voted for. But if this was in New Jersey, I would take a hard pass on it. But I will say this, her pictures look good. The pictures she took look good to be running for this office, but I would take a pass. Then we got this Brazen Kidnapper. The kid was with his mother and father. It was just outside chilling, celebrating, whatever. And this man comes by and snatches the kid up and gets to running. And the family starts running after him. And then he just threw the kid on the ground and kept running, but they caught his behind. So God, you can't even send your kids to the bus stop alone. And you got to be careful if you at the bus stop with them and standing there, because somebody still may come up and try to snatch them. Family matters. A lot is going on in the world right now. And speaking about a lot going on in the world right now, just my heart felt, what word do I want to use? My heart goes out to Texas and all those floods out there. And I think the last I looked, it was getting pretty scary, like 94 deaths, and a good portion of that 94 is children. A lot of children was at this one camp. It's very sad. It's very sad. When you open your eyes in the morning and you wake up and you got another chance to do whatever it is you want to do, thank God. Because this is just super sad. Then we got this 16 and pregnant alum, Whitney Purvis. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. You know, she just dealt with the death of her son. Now she arrested for suspicion, they said, of involuntary manslaughter. So, you know, if you didn't learn anything from this Diddy trial, I hope you learned this. That simply passing somebody, whether it's a Tylenol, a Motrin, or some illegal substance, you could be charged with distribution. Which by definition, that's crazy. So when we administer cough medicine to our kid, or is that distribution? Give them a Tylenol because they got a headache? Do we got to tell them it's right there? Get it yourself? This distribution thing is going out of control. It's a lot. But that's what she's been charged with. We're going to talk about it. And she talked about still being kind of heartbroken and going through a lot as a result of her son's passing. And I'm sure it's difficult. I don't know what it's like firsthand, but I'm sure it's difficult. I'm sure it's not easy. Listen, guys, and tomorrow, well, thank God we got a slight break from the Diddy stuff today. But tomorrow is back on. Because tomorrow he'll be back in court because it's some type of sentencing hearing. And they said we're going to be able to hear it like live. They put some type of motion in where we're actually going to be able to hear it live, which is interesting. So this thing is going to be something else. But we're going to get to hear it. So tomorrow we'll be dealing with that. And that's that. But today we get a break from it all. It's called Family Matters. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what, y'all? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday night, trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Family Matters. Denise Richards, she never wanted to get a divorce again. And listen, I don't blame people. Who wants to get into a relationship and get married just to get a divorce? But it's come upon her. And just a side note, I want to say this. I feel bad for Cardi B. Another relationship bites the dust. She can't seem to catch a break when it comes to love. We got the kidnapper and the 16 and pregnant star alum arrested. Let me bring the people on in. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Diva. So everybody, pray for the people of Florida. I mean, in Texas.
Thank you. And hey, Julius.
Hey, Julia.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get right into these stories. Let's start with Denise Richards. Please make sure you're muted. We're going to start with Denise Richards and her now, you might as well say, estranged husband, Aaron. I don't know, because he said he wasn't working. Is he still in the house? You filed for divorce. I'm going to need you to get out. I'm dealing with all this. But I also had another theory. I'm wondering if because of all the financial trouble he seems to be in, maybe that's really why he is filing for divorce. So Denise Richards, ex Aaron, reveals her alleged income, details how he spends $105K a month. Okay, how you not working and you spending $105K a month? That's messy. In recently filed divorce documents, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Denise Richards' estranged husband, Aaron, told the court he has zero income, but spends nearly $105,000 on monthly bills. In his filing, Aaron said he was self-employed at a wellness center from November 2018 to October 2024. I had to close down my business last year and have made zero income since, he told the court as part of the divorce petition he filed on July 7th in Los Angeles Superior Court. He said his average monthly income is zero. Why is this not pausing? His average monthly income is zero. He did not list any assets or property or money in the bank. Aaron estimates Richard earns over $250,000 a month in income from OnlyFans, her TV shows, brand deals, and appearances. Don't be telling my business. He said he lives with Richards and his 14-year-old stepdaughter, Eloise. Eloise, I guess. He said the average monthly expenses include $18,000 on rent, $5,000 on repairs, $7,000 on childcare, $10,000 on groceries, $15,000 on eating out, $8,000 on utilities, $500 on his cell phone, $5,000 on laundry, and another $20,000 on clothing. In addition, he said he spends $15,000 on entertainment and $1,500 on auto expenses. The total for his monthly bills comes to $105,000. But I think that total is the family monthly bills, not his personally. He better pipe it down. We're not giving you all this money a month, sir. On Monday, July 7th, after 6 years of marriage, he listed the date of marriage as September 8th, 2018, and the date of separation as July 4th, 2025. In his petition, he cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. He asked for spousal support from Richards. He also asked that he be awarded all his power tools and a 2018 motorcycle. You could have that, sir. As Us first reported last month, the Wild Things star learned that her wages would not be seized as part of a legal battle involving Aaron and a debt collector over money owed. And I almost feel like, I wonder, is this the reason why they're getting divorced? Richard was not a party to the loan that Aaron took out or a defendant to the suit. The debt collector attempted to drag her into the matter, claiming she should be on the hook for her husband's debt. Aaron opposed the request. The court sided with Aaron and denied the debt collector's attempt to seize Richard's paychecks. The case is still ongoing. On top of the debt collector's battle, Aaron is being sued for fraud by a widower of a woman named Elena, according to In Touch. Her husband claimed she was diagnosed with cancer in 2019. He said his wife met Aaron and offered treatment to her. He said Aaron promised the treatment had a 98% success rate and offered to refund 50% of the $126,000 payment if it didn't work. The treatment didn't work. She passed away in 2024. Her estate sued, demanding $63,000. Aaron has yet to respond to that lawsuit in court. Sources close to Aaron denied all allegations of wrongdoing. They claim he was a middleman, and the person who promised the refund was the CEO of the company who performed the treatments at his wellness center. So the divorce, he claims he has zero income and spends about $105K on bills per month, and he wants spousal support. Savannah, what are we doing here? What's going on? What do you want to say?
I don't have any love for Denise Richards. She is not one of my favorite people. I am a diehard fan of Beverly Hills Housewives. That's kind of one of the only shows that I do watch. And Denise has always been a mess, absolutely a huge mess. But I never really cared for her ever since she broke up Heather Locklear's marriage. And I think we're
Mm,
telling our age here. If you recall that scandal where she took Heather's musician husband, Richie Zambora, from him, and Denise was the reason why. So ever since then, I really haven't had any love for Denise Richards. I think she's messy. I think she has on Beverly Hills. Denise is battling some demons and some vices. I think she's in need of some serious rehab, and she's also in I don't know in competition with her daughter. I know her and her daughter do OnlyFans.
mhm,
Um, not together, but they, they they it's a competition, a sick competition between them both. This
mhm,
She knew who this guy was. This guy had nothing when they got together.
mm,
Um and she paraded him around like he was her toy, her arm candy.
mhm,
And he had nothing. He was living off of her and her endorsement deals and the money that she was making. Also the money that she was getting from Charlie Sheen, because that was a toxic, um, just turbulent. It was just that marriage that was just absolutely crazy. Although I know she went through a lot. I've always felt a lot of I felt a lot of sorrow and prayed a lot for those girls because they went, the reputation that their mother and father had back in the day. And Denise is still up to her backhanded, dirty tricks. So I kind of think this is karma knocking on her door, letting her know that this guy has never really cared for her, never brought anything to the table. She's always taken care of him. So and I don't think he was really ever a fan of her doing OnlyFans. But he didn't complain about the money that was coming in. I just want to know, where do you spend $8,000 a month in takeout?
whew,
That's that's not even all my bills, including mortgage, card. $8,000 a month, even in Beverly Hills. I think it's absolutely insane for those two.
and only one younger daughter staying in the house. That's crazy, but
Absolutely crazy, because Denise is not a chef. She's not really one to be in the kitchen, unless she's getting something to drink. But this is messy. I see her back on Beverly Hills next season, and it'll be messy. She'll be spreading her business as she does not care who knows.
mm, mm. Thank you so much, Julius. Your thoughts? Okay, I don't hear Julius.
I'm here.
Okay,
The signal is going in and out for some reason.
okay,
I do feel Denise. Can everybody still hear me?
yes.
I feel like Richards is a hot mess, and like Savannah said, this is her karma. She's now trying to take the high road, like she's got it all together. But yeah, sweetheart, no. Your daughter has more common sense than you do. At least she can admit to when she's been in over her head and wants to grow. Denise, on the other hand, yeah, girl, bye. Take several seats. That's it. That's all.
Mm. Dustin, your thoughts?
I don't think Denise Richards should be allowed back next season on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think that her time has ran out for me, and I think they could find somebody to replace her. This is getting to be too crazy for me. And that's just my opinion, Diva.
All right, thank you. So yeah, child, they spending the money. To being that he said he hasn't worked since October 2024. He could look up some recipes and at least maybe 1, 2, or 3 nights cook a little something so the family ain't spending all that money on takeout. He gonna have to learn how to adjust. Now I don't know. She may have to end up giving him a lot of money, because especially if he proved that he was being taken care of all this time. She may have to come up off the cash for this man. And I wonder, she probably most likely didn't get a prenup. So she might have to be done with this situation. What can we do here? So let me go ahead and let's roll into the next story. And this next story, which I was so shocked about, this kidnapper literally tried to snatch the kid in front of the parents, which is insane to me. Let's go ahead. Let me share screen. So would-be kidnapper grabbed boy 6 off Coney Island Street as screaming child. I gotta re-cue this up. As screaming child's parents chased him down, the wild video shows. I'm gonna show it here. We got it. It's of course the ad is low. I just gotta wait for the ad to go past here. Just give me a second, y'all. The good news is they did catch him. The young kid had to go to the hospital for a second, but he's okay. But it's just wild. Like when I saw this, I was just... See him pick up the child?
What the? Oh my God! Nah, he's wildin'.
They don't really show much more after that, but you saw he picked up the child and he started, he was going to run away with this child. The child was screaming. And then he just, when he saw the parents coming, he just went ahead and threw the child on the ground. And that child did have to go to the hospital. So a brazen would-be kidnapper was bizarrely tall, had briefly scooped up a 6-year-old boy from a busy Coney Island sidewalk Sunday night, only to callously throw him to the ground once the screaming kid's parents were hot on his tail, the wild video shows. Sprinting mom Sharon Robinson, 41, told the Post her young son, Rasheen Gantz, scream alerted her to a nightmarish scene. I see this man holding my son like a football, a complete stranger, she recounted. If Ra hadn't made that loud scream, that man would have taken him and done whatever he wanted to do with him. Maybe take him under the boardwalk and R him and kill him. The 36-year-old creep, clad head to toe in black, including his face-style hat, awaited potential charges Monday after police said he grabbed Grant just before 10 p.m. near the corner of Stillwell and Surf Avenues. The Halloween alleged failed abduction unfolded after Robinson said she Gant, her baby's daughter and husband spent a swell evening at the beach, followed by rides on the Wonder Wheel and other amusement park attractions. Robinson said Gant kept excitedly running around as she tried to satisfy his craving for popcorn. The alarming video obtained by Freedom's news shows what happened next. The alleged sicko pounced on the child as he started trailing behind his mom and dad, scooping him up with one arm. Okay, we can see that. 1 second. I'll let that cue back up.
How did the guy do it? How did he grab Rah-Rah? Show me.
He swooped him up like this, and like that's how he had him.
And he just ran off with him.
Ran off with him like this, walking himself
Wow.
fast with him.
And when you saw this, what was going through your mind?
I said, what happened? When he first was doing, he was walking fast. I said, what happened? I'm walking down, started running. Then he ran with him like that.
Yeah.
And then he said, and then I said, and I'm just chasing him until we ran in the street. We almost got hit by a car.
He literally threw him down like a sack
Threw
of
him down.
potatoes.
Like a rag, like a doll, how you throw it down.
And
most people don't even throw their baby dolls down like that.
Wow.
Throw him down like a doll.
Unbelievable.
Like not human.
Yeah.
Who could do that to any human, especially a child?
That's his mother. But once the men had spotted the two Adels lunging toward him, he threw the boy to the ground and high-stepped out of there, the clip shows. I guess by flinging him down, he must have thought that I was not going to run to him, Robinson said, adding I was. The video shows both parents chasing the pest to the street as multiple cars passed through the intersection, so they ran after him. The chase ended when Robinson pushed the alleged abductor, causing him to fall near its sugar candy shop. She said cops briefly jumped on her until witnesses convinced them that the tall hat man was the menace. The man was on the ground for 2 minutes without anyone handcuffed to him, Robinson said. Police assigned to a nearby post eventually arrested the man, sources said. Charges were still pending as of Monday afternoon. Gant, whose family is from Queens, complained of minor pain and was taken to Coney Island Hospital, where he was listed in stable condition. He cried nonstop after his ordeal, even when the ambulance took him away, Robinson said. When they got to the emergency room, he was still crying, she said. Robinson said the parent near abduction felt like a dream. We didn't do nothing to this man. We never saw this man before, she said. I want full charges on him. I want him to have a felony. Ooh, it's crazy. Family Matters. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, I think this is every parent's worst nightmare. You cannot take your eyes off your babies for 1 second. 1 second. The whole reason why we have Code Adam in almost every retail store, if not every retail store nationwide, is because a parent took her eyes off of her 6-year-old for a few seconds, and the child ended up being unalived. And that's the whole reason why we got Code Adams in every retail store. I can tell you that when I went to the town next to me's firework display on Friday or Saturday night, there was can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like your feedback.
I have feedback. I have feedback.
Yes.
Oh, I am so sorry. I don't have anything on. Let me see. Okay, is that a little better?
Yeah, that sounds better now.
Okay, I apologize.
No, it's still giving feedback.
I'll go out and come back in.
Okay. Julie, Julius, your thoughts?
So, oh Lord, I mean, I know I used to take off when I was a kid, but dang, that I hope that person, when the adults caught up to him, they gave him a whooping. Now, cause that person literally went and like that mama said, if I did not hear that scream, there's no telling what would have happened with my son. So I applaud the village for stepping in and handling it. And I hope that the checkup at the hospital for the baby was okay. Everything came back great with flying colors. And I hope that man got dealt with.
Thank you, Julia. Savannah, go ahead, continue.
Diva, is this better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can tell you that this weekend when I went to a fireworks display, there was 2 missing children under the age of 8 during the show, the fireworks show. One child took almost an hour and a half to find. The other one, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they found her because there was nothing on the news, but that goes to show that, you know, parents need to be a little bit more vigilant. And then this abductor, he wasn't that tall himself, so I'm surprised that he was so brazen to snatch a child right from his parents being so close. So whatever beat down he got, he absolutely deserved it. And also I'm side-eyeing the cops. It took them, they immediately went to in a defensive mode with the parents instead of hearing or giving assistance to what the situation was. So I know I am like a hawk on mines. It is my worst nightmare, and we could just never be too safe not when it comes to our children. The world is a dangerous and ugly place, and you just can't turn your back for 1 second.
I know, it's so sad. It's very sad. But I think because they just saw the aftermath, so to speak, they just saw like these people jumping on this one man, and then to the crowd was like, listen, he tried to snatch up their kid. That's when they was like, oh, okay, right? But from all of, I guess, first appearances, it seemed as if they was attacking a man versus this man had did something to them. I think that's where, the cops was a little confused. But like you said, I'm glad that it all got straightened out. Let me go ahead and let's roll into this last story. And this last story is very sad, but I put this story in here because it goes and kind of connects with that Diddy thing with this whole distribution and how people have to be careful. So 16 and pregnant alum Whitney Purvis arrested on suspicion of involuntary manslaughter involving a man's death from, I guess this is called Tran-Q. The news follows Purvis' announcement in June of the death of her son Weston at the age 16. So Whitney is facing legal trouble 1 month after her son Weston's death. The 16 and pregnant alum 33 was arrested on suspicion of felony involuntary manslaughter in Floyd County, Georgia on Monday, July 7th, according to records viewed by People. She was charged with distribution of a controlled substance and use of communication device to commit a felony involving controlled substances. I wonder if she was being a dealer. It's kind of vague on how they're writing this. She did not immediately return People's request for comment. That's her mugshot. According to the affidavit for arrest obtained by People, she allegedly distributed a substance presented as Tran-Q, commonly known as xylazine, and fentanyl to the victim, which directly contributed in the victim's death due to toxic overdose. The statement of criminal charges and affidavit of arrest, also obtained by People, indicates John M. Harris is the alleged victim. John Mark never met a stranger, and this is what his obituary said, and had a way of caring for those who crossed his path. His obituary read, whether it was bandaging a wound, trips to the airport, or a place to lay their heads for a time, he was willing to lend a hand. He loved faithfully and would do anything he could for one of his friends. John Mark gave the best hugs and had the most infectious smile most had ever seen. He loved entertaining, and the goal of his gatherings was to spend quality time and strengthening the relationships with his friends. TMZ was the first to report of her arrest. That is a picture of the young man that had the overdose, okay? Her arrest comes one after the reality star announced the death of her son Weston on Monday, June 2nd, on a Facebook post. He was only 16. This is so hard to write. My beautiful son Weston has passed away. He was only 16 years old. Life is so cruel and unfair. I don't understand. Oh, my baby is gone and I don't know what to do with myself. Her announcement begun. He was so perfect. This is really my worst nightmare come true. How did you go on in life after losing a child? I'm in disbelief. This cannot be happening. I don't want it to be real, she wrote. I would do anything just to hold him. Words just can't describe the pain I'm feeling. She continued, I love you so much. Weston Owen Gassa. God, I love you so much. You my heart. I was proud of the young man you were becoming. I can't go on without you. Rest in peace, my angel. You're gone too soon. April 2nd, 2009 to June 2nd, 2025. They said that he had Addison's disease, which prompted him to have diabetes. So he actually died of natural causes. But she talked about like how painful it was for her, how she would just, go to sleep, wake up, stare at the ceiling. She didn't know what she was going to do. She has other minor arrests. I think perhaps maybe unfortunately she turned to drugs and she perhaps was selling drugs as a result of everything that she was going through. It's never an excuse, but you can understand like how heart-wrenching and heartbreaking this was to her and what she perhaps was going through and facing. Julie, but now unfortunately, because of distribution, she's gonna have to go through a trial for manslaughter. Julius, your thoughts?
Okay, so I don't have any sympathy for this chick, and I'm gonna tell you why. So her late son's father has spoken out. He was in heavy communication with her about her services, about his services, excuse me. She knew the time to be there, all of that, and she still showed up late. Even her own mama got there on time. But that's just that. She doesn't have custody of her other son that she claims to like my kids, my kids, my kids. Nah, F that. There is a reason why she doesn't have custody of her children, and this is why. She continues to repeatedly make um reckless decisions. She was not by her son's side, who was no longer in this life. His father and his partner came out and cleared all that up. And this girl just wants attention. And she was milking her son's passing on attention. And then so this comes, I'm like, oh, well, see, I could see why she didn't have custody. And I could see why she wasn't allowed in to the funeral. She is a hot mess. And now I hope she gets her consequences and she finally straightens her life out. But it took her losing her son to hit rock bottom. Like when she had plenty of chances already to get it together. I don't have any sympathy for her. She needs to get it together.
Woo! Well, there's that. Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. Savannah, your thoughts?
Well, the dad wasn't much of anything either, Julius. I mean, I can't remember what they had a GoFundMe page for the son, because he didn't have any insurance on him, and it was, I believe, the father's responsibility, but there wasn't any insurance coverage, so she was paying for his medical care, medicines, and he did have diabetes and some other illness. But Julius is correct. This young lady is a hot mess. I she also has a lot of demons, and for um, her to be dealing with fentanyl after all the warnings and stories and situations that are happening with these young people, they think they're invincible and that nothing's going to touch them. But I think this girl had a lot of addictions and mental health issues even when she was on the show. I always wonder why, and I think this was MTV that did the 16 and Pregnant. I can recall watching this these shows with my nieces and my daughter, telling them not, trying to show them what not to do, with the Macy's and the Farrah and Caitlin. I remember, and Amber. I remember how all of these young ladies were a hot mess, and their stories were exploited. I don't ever recall MTV coming in and giving them any type of mental health or any type of support, because these girls were all really broken and in need of some type of guidance. And MTV didn't do their due diligence when they picked these young ladies who came from broken homes, from a hard life. I mean, what's that, Caitlin? I think she got like 7, 8 kids with 5 baby daddies. I'm done. I don't know how to.
Caitlin and
Yeah,
Tyler. Mm-hmm. That's
doesn't she
another
have like
basket case.
eight
But carry
eight
on.
Yeah, but I remember her like that. It just keeps going on and on. And these young ladies are they're just absolutely broken. And I can't, say that the death of her son is why she's in the situation she's in, when she was a hot mess before. But she had nobody there to help her. And they were just exploiting her story. Her child's father was also a hot mess and didn't help her out much. It's sad to see where this young girl has now ended up.
Mm. It is very sad, and it's sad to know now, on top of all her troubles, she's gonna have to deal with this manslaughter charge, which is very serious. I wish, like you said, I think all of these reality shows, they're guilty of, to me, not really giving a darn about the people, as long as they get their viral moment, and as long as they get their ratings and they make their money. They throw money at these people and they don't care the aftermath that happens to them. And I think it's so reckless. Recently, whether you like Britt Eady or not, who was just on the latest season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the fact remains that when you want to put somebody through mental anguish by saying, these were pictures of them, having relations when they was younger, it's just a lot. I think there's too reckless with these people's lives. I really think it is not fair. And I think that these reality shows and these producers need to have stronger parameters around them. I also think too that the entertainment industry on a whole, there needs to be, and I don't know how they could do it, but there needs to be more safeguards for these people. We hear too many times of, one, them getting bad contracts and getting ripped off. Two, the abuse that goes on in this industry is higher than probably any industry that we can think of. Three, the amount of substances. So all that means that all of these sets, they well, I can't say all, that allegedly a lot of these sets, they're guilty of distribution, because there's so many actors and actresses that come out and say there's copious amounts of substances on some of these sets. And then you have most recently the allegations that are coming out of the Tyler Perry studios. It's like, at some point, the talent and the people have to be protected. It's not fair to take advantage of these individuals. And so many people are polarized by, Diddy and that story and that trial, and he's a monster. But meantime, a lot of these reality shows and these producers, they're monsters. They know I'm desperate, I'm young, I'm pregnant, and you, even if you were to offer me $1,000 a week or $1,000 an episode, it's going to take me out of the devastating situation that I'm currently in. So whatever you want to film on this TV, go ahead and do it, because it's going to be a help to me. But that don't mean they should do it. Did you want to say something, Savannah, before I close out?
Oh, no, I completely agree with you, Diva. Most of these girls were coming from broken homes or backgrounds where they had no one there to support them and guide them. And they were exploited and were not giving any other resources. But their stories were sold and twisted, and, and they were making, I believe, they said about $1,500. So to a 16-year-old, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's going to get them out of, some of them were living in homes with no running food or water. And that $1,500 was kind of what was keeping the whole family unit afloat. So it is just devastating to see where these young ladies, their families, because now those babies, that were born in that when that show started are now teenagers going into college, and some of them, one or two of them, has also continued the cycle by becoming pregnant at a young age. So we really haven't learned anything from this, and it's just sad that this young lady, who also came from a very toxic, it was just a violent environment where she came from, and now is in this type of situation. Although it's involuntary manslaughter, losing her child enough a month ago, and now she's also being charged with taking the life of someone else. So it's just devastating at her young age.
Very devastating. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor, hit it on the way out. This is Trending Topics Monday. I'm glad it was a short one, y'all. Listen, good night and goodbye, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.